Good morning, students. Today in this lecture, we will discuss about the age detections and image enhancement using frequency domain filter. So first of all, we will say about the age detection techniques. So basic concept of age detections. What about the basic concept? So we can say that sudden changes of discontinuities in an image are called as ages. Significant transitions in an images are called as ages. So types of ages. Generally, ages are three types: horizontal ages, vertical ages, and diagonal ages. Why we detect the edges? So most of the sharp information of an image is enclosed in edges. So first we detect these images in an image, and by using the filters, by enhancing those areas of image which contains the edges, sharpness of image will increase and image will become the clear. So that is the our basic purpose of detecting the image. So according to that, we have to use the different types of filters for enhancing the edges of our image. So Privet operators, Sobel operators, Robinson compass mask, Krish compass mask, Laplacian operators. So above mentioned all filters are linear or smoothing filters. So first of all, we will very little discuss about the Privet operator is used for detecting the edges horizontally and vertically. If we are talking about the Sobel operators, so the Sobel operator is very similar to the Privet operators. It is also a derivative mask and used for edge detections. It also calculates edges in both horizontal and vertical directions. Now, Robinson compass mask. This operator is also known as direction mask. In this operator, we take one mask and rotate it in all the 8 compass major directions to calculate edges of each directions. Christ mask, compass mask. So that is basically a derivative mask which is used for finding the edges. And Krish mask is also used for calculating edges in all the directions. Now, what about the Laplacian operators? So, Laplacian operator is also a derivative operator which is used to find edges in an image. Laplacian is a second order derivative mask, and it can be further divided into the positive Laplacians and negative Laplacians. All these masks find edges, and some find horizontal and vertically, some find in one direction only, and some find in the all directions only. Now the next concept comes after this is sharpening, so which is can be done once the edges are extracted from the image. So what about the sharpening? Sharpening is opposite to the blurring. In blurring, we reduce the edge content, and in sharpening, we increase the edge content. So in order to increase the edge content in an image, we have to find edges first. Edges can be found by one of the any method described. So in above there are so many methods are given. So any one methods by using any operator. So after finding the edges, we will add these edges on an image, and thus image would have more edges and it would look sharper. So we have to generally find out the images, and by detecting the images, our image will be more sharp. So just you here you can see just this is the original image and this is the sharpened image. You have to find the particular edges, and by finding the particular images, your image will be more clear, more actual towards the actual value. So that is the basically. edge detection. So why we are working on the edge detection. Second one is the pivot operator. So that a pivot operator is used for edge detection in an image. It detects two types of edges, horizontal edges and vertical edges. So edges are calculated by using difference between corresponding pixel intensities of an image. So that is basically what we have to done. So edges are calculated by using the difference. So we have to calculate the difference between the pixel intensities. Okay. So we can find out by you difference of pixel intensity. So all the masks that are used for edge detections are known as derivative masks, because we have stated many times before in our lecture that image is also a signal. So changes in a signal can only be calculated using the differentiations. So these operators are also called as a derivative operators or derivative mask. All the derivative marks should have the following properties. Opposite sign should be present in the mask. Sum of mask should be equal to 0. More weight means more edge detections. Pivot operator provides us two masks, one for detecting the edges in horizontal directions and another for detecting the edges in the vertical directions. So here we have to work out in the two directions, horizontal and vertical directions. Now it is a mask which we have to use in the vertical directions. So above mask will find the edges in the vertical direction, and it is because the zeros column in the vertical directions, when you will convolve this mask on an image, it will give you the vertical edges in an image. So since we have the zeros in the vertical direction, so it will give the edges in the vertical direction. Now we will again see how it will work. So when we apply this marks on the image, it prominent vertical edges. It simply works like as first order derivative and calculates the difference of pixel intensity in a edge region. As the center column is of 0, so it doesn't include the original value of an image, but rather it calculates the difference of right and left pixel values around that edges. So this increase the edge intensity and it become enhanced comparatively to the original image. Now what about the horizontal direction? So as you have to also see, above mask will find the edges in the horizontal directions. It because that zeros column is in the horizontal direction. So you can see all the zeros are in the horizontal direction. So when you will convolve this mask onto an image, it would prominent horizontal edges in image. This mask will prominent the horizontal edges in image. It also works on the principle of above mask and calculates the difference among the pixel intensity of a particular edge. As the center row of mask is consist of zeros, so it doesn't include the original value of edges in the image, but rather it calculates the difference of above and below pixel intensities of that particular edges. So we can calculate the horizontal edges by using this type of mask. Thus increasing the sudden change of intensities and making the edge more visible. So both the above mask follow the principle of derivative mask, but masks have opposite sign in them and both mask sum equal to 0. So the third condition will not be applicable in this operator as both the above masks are standardized and we cannot change the value in them. So this is our sample image. Following is a sample picture, and we have to apply the two mask, horizontal mask and vertical mask to this picture. So now we can see After applying the vertical mask, so after applying the vertical mask on the image, following image will be obtained. You can see in this image. This image contains the vertical edges and you can judge it more correctly by comparing with horizontal edges picture. So you can compare it with. So after applying the horizontal mask, you can see, just compare. I have to show do two pictures one by one. So you can see that yes, when we are applying the horizontal mask, your all horizontal edges are come, and when we are applying the vertical mask, our all vertical edges are come into the clear mode. So that is basically just before I have compared two pictures one by one to showing you. So by applying the horizontal mask on the above sample image, this image will be received, and this will be the horizontal edge detection. So now we have to done the comparison. So as we seen that the first picture on which we apply vertical mask, all the vertical edges are more visible than the original image. And similarly, when we apply the second picture, we have applied a horizontal mask. In result, all the horizontal edges are visible. So in this way, you can see that we can detect both the horizontal and vertical edges from an image. Now there is a Sobel operator. So the Sobel operator is a very similar to the Privet operator. It is also a derivative mask and used for the edge detection. Like Privet operator, Sobel operator is also used to detect two kinds of edges, vertical directions and horizontal directions. So it is also work in the both the directions. Difference with the Privet operator. So the major difference is that in Sobel operator, the coefficients of mass are not fixed and they can be adjusted according to our requirement, unless they don't violate any property of the derivative mask. So following is the vertical mask of the Sobel operator. So you can see here vertical mask. This mask works exactly same as the Privet operator vertical mask. There is only one difference, that is it has 2 and minus 2 values in the center of first and third column. So when applied on an image, this mask will highlight the vertical edges. Now when we apply this marks on the image, it prominent vertical edges. It simply works like as first order derivative and calculates the difference of pixel intensity in a edge region. So as the center column is of 0, so it does not include the original value of an image, but rather it calculates the difference of right and left pixel values around that edges. Also, the center value of both the first and third column is 2 and minus 2 respectively. So this gives more weight edge to the pixel value around the edge region. This increases the edge intensity and it becomes enhanced comparatively to the original image. So following is the horizontal mask of Sobel operator. You can see here. So above mask will find edges in horizontal directions, and it is because that zero columns is in the horizontal direction. When you will convolve this mask onto an image, it would prominent horizontal edges in the image, and the only difference between it is that it have 2 and minus 2 as a center element of first and third row. Now how it works. This mask will prominent the horizontal edges in an image. It also works on the principle of above marks and calculates the difference among the pixel intensity of a particular edges. As the center row of mask is consist of 0, so it doesn't include the original value of age in the image, but rather it calculates the difference of above and below pixel intensity of that particular values. So increasing the sudden changes of intensity and making the age more visible. So now it's time to see these marks in action. So we have to work out how it will be worked out. So this is your original image, and now you have to apply the, after applying the vertical marks. So after applying the vertical marks on the above sample image, following image will be opted. And again after applying the horizontal marks, we will receive the following pics. So now what about the comparison? As you can see that in the first picture on which we apply vertical mask, all the vertical edges are more visible than original. Similarly, in the second picture, we have applied to the horizontal mask, and in result, all the horizontal edges are visible. So in this way, we can see that we can detect both horizontal and vertical edges from an image. So you have to just find out edges. So just we are doing trying to mask using such type of marks that your edges will be easily detected. So if you compare the result of Sobel operator with the Privet operator, you will find that Sobel operator finds more edges or make edges more visible as compared to the Privet operator. So this is because in Sobel operator we have allotted more weight to the pixel intensity around the edges. Now applying more weight to the mask. Now we can also see that if we apply the more weight to the mask, the more edges it will get for us. Also, as mentioned in the start of the tutorial, that there is no fixed coefficient in the Sobel operator. So here is another weighted operator. So if you can compare the result of this mask with the previous vertical mask, it is clear that this mask will give out more edges as compared to the previous, because we have allotted more weight in the mask. Now you can see it will, okay. Now there is a Robinson compass mask. So Robinson compass masks are another type of derivative mask which is used for edge detection. The operator is also known as direction mask. In this operator, we take one mask and rotate it in all the 8 compass major directions that are following: north, northwest, west, southwest, south, southeast, east, northeast. So these are the 8 compass major directions that are following. So there is no fixed marks. You can take any marks and you have to rotate it to find the edges in all the above mentioned directions. All the marks are rotated on the basis of direction of 0 columns. For examples, we see that in north direction, then rotate it to make all the direction pass. So you can see here north direction marks, mask, northwest direction mask, west direction, you can see it, southwest direction, south direction, and southeast direction. Now this one is the east direction mask, and now other one is the northeast direction mask. So you can see the different elements we have to given in different masks. So as you can see that all the directions are covered on the basis of zero direction, so each mask will give you the edges on its direction. Now we will see that there is a sample picture from which we have to find the all edges. So you can see here this one. You can see the reflections, northwest direction edge, southwest direction edges, west direction edges, south direction edges, southeast direction, east only east directions, and northeast directions. As we see that by applying all the above masks, we will get the edges in all the directions. So result is also depends on the image. Suppose there is an image which don't have any northeast direction edges, so then that mask will be ineffective. Now it's compass mask. So that is mask is also a derivative mask which is used for finding the edges. This is also like Robinson compass find edges in all the eight directions of a compass. The only difference between Robinson and Hirsch compass mask is that in this we have a standard mask, but in Hirsch we change the mask according to our requirement. With the help of Hirsch compass mask, we can find edges in the following eight directions: north, northwest, west, southwest, south, southeast, east, northeast. So these are the eight directions in which we try to find out the edges. So we take a standard mask which follows all the properties of derivative mask and then rotate it to find the edges. For example, we see that following marks which is north direction and then rotate it make all directions marks. North direction marks, we can see here north west direction marks, that is again a west direction, southwest direction marks, east direction marks, northeast direction. So you can see that all the directions are covered and each mask will give you the edges of its own directions. So now to help you better understand the concept of these marks, we will apply it in a real image. So suppose we have a sample picture from which we have to find all the edges. So here is our sample picture. So you can see here, this is the original picture, sample picture. Now you have to apply one by one edge directions. That is a northeast direction edges. Now we will switch to the Laplacian operators. What about the Laplacian operator? So in Laplacian operator is also a derivative operator which is used to find the edges in image. So that is the same function. The major difference between Laplacian and other proper Other operators like Prewitt, Sobel, Robinson, and Kirch is that all are first derivative mask, but Laplacian is a second derivative operator. So in this marks, we have two different classifications. First one is the positive Laplacian operation, and another one is the negative Laplacian operator. So another difference between the Laplacian and other operators is that unlike other operators, Laplacians didn't take out edges in any particular direction, but it take all edges in the following classifications: inward edges and outward edges. So we can see here positive Laplacian operator. So in positive Laplacian operator, we have a standard matrix in which center element of mass should be negative and some element of mass should be 0. So you can see corner elements. So that is the corner elements mass are 0, and that is basically a positive Laplacian operators. It is used to take out the outward edges in an image. Now, negative Laplacian operator. So, in negative Laplacian operator, we have also a standard mass in which center element should be positive and all the elements in the corner should be 0 and rest of the element of the mass should be -1. So, that is a just reverse of our positive Laplacian operators. And by using these two marks, you can enhance the sharpness of the signal. So how it works? Laplacian is a derivative operator. It uses highlight gray level discontinuity in an image and try to de-emphasize the regions with slowly varying grow level. So that is basically it uses the high level discontinuity in an image. This operation is in result produces such images which have grayish edge lines and other discontinuities on the background. This produces inward and outward edges in an image. So that is basically this operation in result produces the grayish edge lines. So that is basically it is used for outlines of inward and outward. So important thing is how to apply these filter into image. So we can apply both positive and negative Laplacian operator on the same image. We have to apply just one, but thing to remember is that if we apply positive Laplacian operator on the image, then we subtract the resultant image from the original image to get the sharpened image. So there is a thing. So we have to remember. Similarly, if we apply negative Laplacian operator, then we have to add the resultant image into the original image to get the sharpened. So when we are working on the positive Laplacian operator, so image we will subtract the resultant image from the positive image, and when we are working on the negative operator, we have to work on the add the results image into the original image to get the sharpened result. So let's apply these filters onto an image and see. So we have to apply these two filters on image and see how it will get us inward and outward edges from the image. So suppose we have a sample, so we can take some samples here. This is a sample image. You can see here. After applying the positive Laplacian operator, just we have to also see the mask of our positive Laplacian operator, we get the following image. After applying the negative Laplacian operators, we get this type of image. You can see here. and now by both the combined action we will receive the much bright pictures. So that is basically so these are the filters which we have to work out from the age detection. So age detection is very important part, and we have to apply these age detections into the edges. So for finding out the edges, some filters are working on the horizontal vertical edge, some filters are working on the positive negative operators, some filters are working on the different directions. So they will cover all the directions by rotations, and then we will conclude our picture. So that are the different pattern which we have to follow in our basically edge detection models. So I think it will clear to you. But about the, so today we will only start from the introductory part of our frequency domain filters, and then in my next lectures we will continue from about the frequency domain filters. So first of all, what about the classifications? Yeah, what about the frequency domain filters? So first of all, there is a image enhancement techniques, and when we are working on the image enhancement technique, so at that part, what is there, what things is happens there when you want to enhance the image. So image enhancement is only the, you have to increase the visibility part of your image. If due to certain reasons your image is not proper visible, or some parts are not highlighted, or some area is not highlighted of our image, so for enhancing the image quality, you will opt to the frequency domain filters. So first of all, we deal with the images in many domains. So we are processing the signals in frequency domain. So there are so many domains. So now presently we are working on the frequency domains. So since this Fourier series and frequency domain is purely mathematics, so we will try to minimize these mathematic parts, and only we have focused on the DIP parts. So little bit we will start 2 or 3 lines in this, and after then we will close it because this topic is also lengthy. So frequency domain analysis. So the domains in which we have to analyze this signal, and we analyze it with respect to time. But in frequency domain, we don't analyze signal with respect to time, but with respect to frequency. So we have to already seen that there is a two basic areas in which image enhancement can be done. First one is the spatial domain area, and second one is the frequency domain area. So we have to initially seen that box filter, mean filter, these are the used for our image enhancement of spatial domain filter. So now here today we will start from the what about the frequency domain analysis. So all the domains in which, so you have to know this is not with respect to time, it is only with respect to the frequency. So now you can see here difference between spatial domain and frequency domain. So we have to just only discuss about the, so if you are talking about the spatial domain, we deal with the images, as it is the value of pixels of image change with respect to time. So here we are directly dealing with the pixels. Okay. Now, where in frequency domain we deal with the rate at which pixel values are changing in a spatial domain. So, actual in spatial domain we are treating the value of the pixels, but in frequency domain we are dealing with the rate at which pixel values are changing in spatial domain. So that is the very accurate difference between the what about the spatial domain and what about the frequency domain. So this is the two parts. So you can see here how you can work out. If we are talking about the spatial domain, so there is an input image matrix, we have to processing on that, and output image matrix we have to receive. Spatial in simple spatial domain we directly deal with the image matrix, whereas if we are talking about the frequency domain, we deal an image like this. So how here you can work out, so that about the, we have to transfer our image into the frequency domain, then we have to process it on that particular area. So that is the basic things. We have to little bit continue in that particular part. So what about that frequency domain? So we first transfer the image to its frequency distribution. So we cannot directly work out on the image matrix. We have to first transfer the image into the frequency distribution part. Then our black box system perform whatever processing is has to be performed, and output of the black box in this case is not an image but a transformation. After performing the inverse transformation, it is converted into an image which is then viewed in the spatial domain. So it can be pictorially viewed as. So there is a certain steps. If we are talking about the frequency domain, so we are not working on the directly on the image. We have to first transfer it into the frequency distribution. Then we have to process on it, and after processing on that particular whatever the transformation part, so we have to work out on that, and then we have again done the inverse transformation. Then we will again convert our image. So that is basically, you can see here, you have an input image. So what you have to done, you have to first of all convert your input image into the frequency distribution platform, and after converting it into the frequency distribution platform, you have to processing on it, and after then you have to done the reverse transformation, and after doing the reverse transformation, your output image will be, you can get your output image. So a little bit we have to see what about the transformation and what is the word of transformation. Why we are called. So a signal can be converted from time domain into the frequency domain using the mathematical operators. So that is called the transforms. Okay, so there are many kinds of transformation that does this. So some of them are given. So basically, if we are converting our signals from time domain into the frequency domain form, so that is called as a transformation. So in types of transformation, so we have to also study about the Fourier series, Fourier transformation, Laplace transform, and jet transform. So that is the basic transformation methods. By using these transformation methods, we can convert our image or signal into time domain into the frequency domain form. Now there is a frequency component. So what about the high frequency component? What about the frequency component? So we will also little bit discuss about it. So any image in spatial domain can be represented in a frequency domain. But what do this frequency actually mean? So we will divide frequency component into the two major components. So if you are talking about the frequency domain, so you have to first convert your what type of images you have. So you have convert into the high frequency components that is correspond to the edges in the image. So that is the basically high frequency components. If we are talking about the low frequency components, so low frequency component in image corresponds to a smooth regions. So in which part we have, that is the hard part of working, that is the edges, and that will be related to the high frequency components. And if we are talking about the low frequency components, so that is the images corresponds to the smooth regions. So little bit we have to see here Fourier. So Fourier give Fourier series and Fourier transform to convert a signal into the frequency domain. So what about the Fourier? So Fourier give Fourier series and Fourier transform to convert a signal into frequency domain. So now we will again revise little bit Fourier series. So Fourier series simply states that periodic signals can be represented into the sum of sines and cosines when multiplied with a certain weight factor. So that is a weight, that is a definition. Ki Fourier series simply states that periodic signals can be represented into sum of sines and cosines when multiplied with a certain weight. So it further states that periodic signals can be broken down into the further signals with the following properties. So the signals are sines and cosines, and the signals are harmonics of each other. So that is basically a Fourier series. So Fourier series simply states the periodic signals can be represented into the sum of sines, and periodic signals can be broken into the further signals with the following properties. So these signals are sines and cosines, and the signals are harmonics of the each other. So this is the basically representation of signals. So now in further we have to discuss about the how it is calculated and what about the basic equations of our Fourier series, and there are the types of filters. So okay, we will discuss about it in our next session. We will little bit see the some objective questions on that particular part. What type of filtering. So we have to just there is a edges part. So we have to generally not completed our basically high pass filter. So here we have given some objective questions. So high pass filter and effect of background noise. So what is the basically Gaussian filters. So these type of filters are basically using at the frequency domain region. So what about the frequency domain region? So first of all, we have to calculate the Fourier transform. We have to work out on the basic features of our Fourier transformation. So before starting the frequency domain and types of filters, so presently we will close our lecture here. So we will very little bit revise the basic age detection technology. So age detection technology is also very vast technology, and in this age detection technology, we have to cover the all the angles. Okay, so for covering all the angles, what will happens there? We have to particular find out the edges, either vertical, either horizontal filters. So we have given multiple filters. Sometimes we are using the 8 filters in 360-degree angles. Okay, and by using the moving the our system, we can find out the edges in every angles, and after then we will conclude our the picture. So means we have to more sharpen our pictures, because if we are talking about the edge filters, so that is work on the sharpening of the filters. So the sharpening is the opposite of the blurring. If you want to blurring, so edge contents will be reduced. We don't focus on the edges part of the image, but if we are talking about the sharpening, means we have to much focused on the edge content of that particular image. And for working, if we are talking about the edge content, so these edge contents are basically work out on the high pass high frequency components, and smooth regions are basically a low frequency component. So that's all why we are working on the edge detection techniques. If we are finding out the edges, if we are calculating the edges, our pictures will be much more sharp. So for achieving the sharp picture, we have to first of all work out on the proper edges of our image. So by working on our edges, we can find all these. So there is also a so that is a high pass filter. So what about the effect of high pass filter? What about the effect of low pass filter? So these are the objective which you can properly attempt when you have to cover these topics. So that is basically low pass frequency domain. So image sharpening is in which part our image sharpening is performing better, or we have to done the reverse operations. So that is the based on the image sharpening of and which type of filter is better, and which type of filter following assures of no ringing in the output. So that is a basic questions which you can attempt by using that part. So I think it will clear to you. And so now in our next lecture, we will much focused on the frequency domain filtering. So we will little revise the what about the frequency domain part, how we can work out what is the difference between spatial and frequency domain. In spatial domain, we have to work out on the actual value of our image, but here we have to work out on the rate of change of value of our pixels. So that is the difference. So that's all. Okay, thank you.